sorry, Republic of Ireland. Just Ireland in general. I apologize for the way that this game went. Denmark, I give full congrats to Denmark. I think they've been the best team in this group. I think it's obviously between Denmark and Switzerland. But guys, Euro 2020 qualifying is officially over. And of course, this is the one group where we have not had a qualifier yet sprout up. So of course there was going to be the last day was going to be so controversial. It was going to be essentially who is going to be able to solidify themselves as the final two qualifiers and who's going to get sent to the Euro 2020 playoff. Because let's face it, guys, all three of these teams deserve to probably be in Euro 2020. However, with the addition of the UEFA Nations League and all of those new and actually really, really smart and creative ways to get teams into the Euros in general, all three of these teams were going to go. At least all three of these teams were going to have a chance. However, only two of them could make it automatically through the Euro qualifying process. And before we got into this game, but we'll get into the game analysis in a second. But before we came into this game, Switzerland were the top of the group. Switzerland, all they had to do was win, or if they drew, they had to hope that Denmark drew or lost, or sorry, not Denmark. They would have to hope that in the event of a draw, that Ireland wouldn't get a victory over Denmark, and that was essentially the big play there. That Ireland didn't get a huge victory over Denmark, but Switzerland were facing the worst team in the group, Gibraltar, and Switzerland put them to the sword. I mean, they had 5 different goal scorers for 6 goals. They could have had a couple more. They absolutely smashed up Gibraltar. So that meant Ireland is going to have to get it done themselves. And they had to, but with that also being said, they had to essentially win by a decent amount. I mean, it would have been nearly impossible for them to find a way to win by the amount that was necessary for Ireland to get past Denmark. So, with that being said, guys, the Denmark advanced to Euro 2020 automatically through the qualification period, despite Matt Doherty, or is it Doherty or Doherty? I think it's Doherty. Despite Doherty's goal, late goal, the beautiful header, by the way, Martin Braithwaite's amazing right-footed volley will send Denmark through to Euro 2020. And my goodness, it literally was boom! I mean, it was like an absolute beautiful volley. It was absolutely, I think it was coming from, is it Dalsgaard? Dalsgaard from the right, all the way to Braithwaite to the left. And honestly, Denmark deserve it, to be honest. They have been the better side. They have been the better team. They actually have what I consider a really deep squad. I hate that Lasse Schöne, the former Ajax left back, turned now to, I think, Genoa. I think he's at Genoa, that he now plays for in Italy. They played him in midfield so Striga Larsen would get more time. Braithwaite, Christian Eriksen, Cornelius, and of course, Josef Poulsen. They all got the sort of start in that 4-2-4, the 4-4-2, high 4-4-2 that they play. It's weird because they always say 4-2-2. It's supposed to be like that 2-2 diamond shape, but it always looks more like a 4-4-2 with Poulsen and Braithwaite just playing really high up the field. But nonetheless, they got it done. They got it done when it mattered most. Christian Eriksen, I know he's been absolutely lights out through the qualification period, but they didn't even need him to get a win in this game, and that's the big part. Andreas Christensen, Pierre Højbjerg as well, getting in off the bench was huge for this squad because they absolutely needed some more players. Delaney and Lasse Schöne could not cover that much ground, and I'm hoping that Denmark, to a degree, either they'll need Braithwaite and Poulsen to play a bit more defensively once they get into the Euros, or they're going to solidify the midfield and maybe play a back 5, which is what they did for a little bit, or not back 5 necessarily, a back 3, and go back to that 3-4-3 formation that they were very good at playing, because they obviously have really good fullbacks in Denmark. They have a plethora of good center backs. Kjaer, or Simon Kjaer, is it just Kjaer? Jorgensen, Andreas Christensen, and then Højbjerg and Delaney are some great midfielders. Lasse Schöne is a fantastic left back who can also, as we see in this game, deputize in midfield. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Denmark squad is going to do once they get to Euro 2020. Switzerland obviously got that win against Gibraltar, so they'll lead the group. Denmark will follow them into second, and Ireland are going to need the playoff to win. And I'll be intrigued to see who Ireland end up facing, because obviously there's a lot of teams that have qualified But we're waiting essentially on the placing, and that we're waiting. I think tomorrow is the last day of Euro 2020 qualifiers. There's still a lot to play for. Wales and Hungary are trying to get through the groups as well, so that's still a game that is yet to be played. But honestly, I'm intrigued to see where this is going to go, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to end up in the playoffs playing who, or who's going to go to Euro 2020, but I'm very, very excited to see who's going to battle it out for the final 4 spots to go to the greatest summer tournament, the same summer as the Olympics, but maybe a little bit more entertaining. But yeah, you guys got to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on the Denmark versus Republic of Ireland draw. Matt Doherty's header towards the end of the game wasn't enough to save Denmark, although Ireland dominated possession, 52-48. They dominated shots. They had 15 shots, but could only get 3 on target, which I think is more of an issue of... it's just a huge issue. I don't think Ireland have a good enough striker for them to continue to try and compete at that level. They need that one star striker. They need that one Irish striker that could take them to the next level. It's something that Scotland have that is I know it didn't propel them to anything because they had Belgium and Russia in their group, but it was amazing to watch them play. If they could combine like Ireland and Scotland as national teams, I think they'd be absolutely amazing. But yeah, you guys gotta let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on the Ireland Denmark contest. Do you guys think Ireland are going to be able to make it to Euro 2020 through that playoff circuit, or is it this the beginning of the end for Ireland? You guys let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.